That's all right. Good morning, Jack.
Good morning.
How the heck are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm very well. I have not normally had the chance to stop by your office. You have the most lovely pictures of your wife and child.
Well, thank you.
But the picture of you holding Lucy could not be more adorable because Lucy, of course, you can't take a bad picture of that baby. But your picture holding the baby has this expression of, how completely bizarre is it that I have a child? Your face just screams that. Do you ever wake up, because I remember when my kids were little, do you ever wake up, go ahead and grab that mic, will you? Do you ever wake up and just wonder, hey, how did this happen?
Oh, all the time. And I'm sure that baby looks up and goes, wait a minute. How is this guy my dad?
Yeah, well, you know what? She's too young to wonder in real terms, hey, how did drunkjack.com get to be my dad? Because eventually, I don't even think she'll ever wonder, like, sometimes we kid you about how the hell did you get sparkles? But she's never going to wonder that you're going to be her hero, just like any other dad. You know, you have to be fully prepared for that. She's going to think you're the strongest, the smartest she is. That's the way that goes.
This kid's in for a shock.
You know, only if she realizes it won't, which won't be till college. Believe me, all through junior high, like when she hates you,
right,
you're going to still be, my dad could beat up your dad, especially if you're still on the radio. But it's like, my dad's Jack, man. You hear Jack. You know, he doesn't talk a lot, but when he does, you know, Jamie and Danny say, boy, don't be so funny. It makes us look bad. That's my dad. She's never going to not think you're the coolest guy ever, except for that phase where it dropped me off 3 blocks from school.
Right.
But you, on the other hand, I think are going to go, you're going to one time hear the Talking Heads song, this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. And you're going to go, damn if that's not a really accurate song. I was sitting in my backyard yesterday, and we're building this big outrageous tree for it. And I went out, and I'm going through one of my phases again where clothes are amusing. They're not just something to do. They're now for my entertainment value.
Is that why the orange?
Actually, this is an old shirt I stole from the other half. It's
because that one is amusing.
It's the boots. And the other pair.
Oh, they match your boots?
No, they don't match my boots. They're just full on crazy. They do?
Look at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, they're the Harley orange. I didn't know that. If I happen to kick somebody in the face, his last thought will be, wow, his boots match his shirt.
Or those are really stupid.
These are great Harley Davidson boots.
Okay, anyway.
You don't love my Harley Davidson boots?
They're not my pick.
Man, I had 3 people pick too. Okay, how do you think about the watch?
Like, what are you going through? Like
I'm going back to my clothes are not made to just cover my flesh. They're made to amuse me.
Right.
I'm going back through that again.
And others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
you know
that
what?
works.
Thank you. I don't actually care that much about others because actually I have not worn clothes I wanted to wear because I knew they'd be embarrassing at work. And I don't want to be like,
yes,
I'm dressing like a clown. No, I haven't. I actually think these are okay.
Not the other time.
No, but I actually happen to think this outfit's okay. And then it turns out it wasn't. That's always a shock to me.
It's just you got a lot of like bad boy silver going on. Like
yeah, no, I'm going through a phase.
I'm a 40-year-old old guy.
Yeah.
That wants to be 20.
Yeah, the thing is though, if I was the 44-year-old man who wanted to be 20, I'd hide it from you guys. I would never go on the radio. I wouldn't be unaware of it.
So what are you doing now?
Not caring.
Not hiding it.
Yeah, because I don't want to be 20. I want to be 44 in my cool new through skull things.
Yeah, well, all right.
They're made to amuse me again.
Yeah, they do.
I'm going back through that phase where clothes are just fun.
Wow, well, that's good.
Rather than just utilitarian.
Is this a new hobby?
It's an old hobby, remember?
Well, I know. No.
No.
I don't remember.
You don't remember me wearing all sorts of crazy clothes?
Well, I thought you said you never did it before because you were, let's see here. What did you just say? You never did it before. This is a new thing.
No, there were clothes that were kind of crazy in your guys' eyes instead of mine.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know what I mean? I'm back through that one.
I'm going through a phase.
No, it's me in outfits, remember?
You know what my phase is?
What?
I'm a before the swan.
Oh, what do you mean?
I don't know if any of you chicks looked at the before things and thought, I look a little like the before.
I'm the before?
Oh my God, let it go. Did you watch it, Chalessa? They showed that before picture every
time.
they showed those poor girls.
I
It was
know.
like after the first hour of seeing them over and over again, you could leave these girls alone now.
I know. Are we going to get a swan or
8:30, we have the Swan.
Okay, because I want to
The
ask her
Swan?
that. Yeah, the winner. Yeah. I want to ask her
Nice
that,
booking,
Jack, because I'm
buddy.
right there with you. It's like, Oh my God! Stop showing how ugly I am.
And then they would do the 3D swan, like where they
The
had
side
yeah,
view, yeah.
next to them. I felt
Yeah.
so bad for those girls because they must have showed their before pictures
know.
100 times last
I
night.
know.
But
Don't
there's
you think-
controversy
Why?
because the swan that won was the first one from the first week. So it makes me think she had more time to get ready for the pageant than the others, and thus an unfair advantage, and she won. It's a scandal.
By the way, I don't think she should have won.
I don't either.
And by the way, again though, don't you think that showing
I
their
think the
ugly
woman that shaved should have.
Yeah, she was hot.
that showing their ugly pictures over and over and over again was kind of the price of admission? They got all this stuff free. They had, in
Yeah,
some
but they
cases,
were
I'm
mean.
thinking,
Did you see it?
no.
Yeah, it was mean.
Are you kidding? There's nothing I could do but Colonial House in my house.
It was real. Well,
Thank
you
God
should
it's
ask
over.
Your wife that tell her to let you do some for show prep.
You know what happened?
I got clips.
Don't you have more than one TV?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what happened though that I thought was kind of cool they were able to do? Because these women were ugly before, all of them. So
Right.
they were able to make them wear really skimpy swimsuits and lingerie
I know.
to show off their hot new bodies, and they gladly did it.
By the
Right.
way,
The price of admission.
did you see Dr. Hayworth and the other surgeon like high-fiving each other? Like, dude,
Yeah, baby.
I can't believe how smoking hot they came out. I was like, Randall, you are a perv, dude. You're like, whoa.
Just
I
in my-
did that.
No, it's just his own word. I'm telling you that Da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa, stepped back and went, oh yeah,
Yeah.
Michelangelo can eat me.
But the problem is that he didn't do it before and then after. He didn't go and fix it with like putty.
Oh no, she used to be hideously ugly.
So, actually, they're doing it to the statue of David right now.
See?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I think they're gonna fix his club foot.
No, they fixed him. He's all cleaned.
Oh, is he just dirty?
They're just worried about him crumbling.
Yeah, his ankles are carrying 6 tons of marble or whatever. They're
Wow.
Some Taylor Arthur is coming up. Oh my God! All right, so obviously this morning we'll be talking about the Swan, the controversy, the ugly ass pictures, the fact that I look more like the befores than I do the chicks that are after,
Right.
which is beyond depressing.
And of course, I will immediately be running into the next room to make sure I know what the hell we're talking about.
Exactly. And what else do we have? We have like some President Bush. We must discuss.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
You know what?
I don't know if I'm okay with him being my commander in chief.
I don't want to be worried about this guy. I voted for this guy,
Yeah.
and oh man, just the idea that I'm getting so concerned that he might be a yokel.
Yeah.
He's got problems with words. He's doing a good job, though. It's fine. Just don't talk, George. Just do.
Words are
Exactly.
not your friend, Mr. President. Maybe they go fishing, and they're not the geeks we think they are.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because some vandals went into this high school
Yeah?
and caused about $50,000 worth of damage, including decapitating some fish with a school paper cutter.
Okay. Uncool to kill anything that doesn't deserve killing that you're not going to eat, but I always loved that paper cutter.
I know what
I
you mean.
that was better than the Ditto machine because I could never quite figure out how that worked.
And then you did the slide little rule this way, so you had to line
Yeah.
up your paper, but this time you have to line up your fish.
See, that was totally worth doing.
Yeah. Yes, Jack.
Do you remember in kindergarten how there was the teacher and then the assistant teacher?
Yeah.
My assistant teacher in kindergarten was a really old lady. She hacked off the end of her thumb on that thing when we were in school.
I don't think anybody didn't hack off something at some school with that thing.
Jack.
It was cool.
See, that's the difference.
home early.
Because she hacked off her thumb?
See, you know what? Well, you must have been traumatized or something.
Yeah, Jack was a wreck over it.
The funny thing is, Jack can't get that out of his mind for the rest of his life. I can't get out of my mind that Swan chick shaves. Anyway.
I got to go with birth of my child. I never needed to see
All
that.
right, good one.
Should have stayed at the head.
And they obviously knew what they were doing because they weren't. They went ahead and took care of our surveillance system. Oh, that's a little scary. They went into the media center, virtually destroyed every computer they came into contact with. Vandals also destroyed blah, 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 and killed fish.
My guess is they'll be caught by Thursday.
We have an active fish club. What they did to those poor fish, they decapitated a lot of fish.
Yeah, that's a bunch of fish. You can get in real trouble, man. Out at Catalina, which, aside from freezing, is some of the best scuba diving I've ever seen in the world with the kelp gardens. And, it's protected, so all the fish and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Man, if you do anything to those fish or that kelp, which is the fastest growing plant in the world, they'll arrest you and be dead serious about it. That's what I thought you might have meant by a fish club.
No, that's not that fish club.
No,
That's the fish club where these kids like these fish and
You
they're
know, they
decapitated.
named them.
Yeah.
You know they named them.
Oh, speaking of which, Monica, can you come here?
Oh, want to know about Itchy and Scratchy?
Yeah. Bueno.
Bueno, buenos dias.
Buenos dias, Ichi Scratchy.
¿Cómo está?
Están muy bien.
Ah,
Sí.
oui.
Sí, todavía están vivos.
Ah, dos.
Sí, no los he matado.
Ah, no, ik.
No. was good.
Pescado es bueno?
Pescado.
Sí.
Ujú.
And muchacho Francisco.
El Pancho.
Right.
El Pancho está bien.
Ah,
Está
oui,
bien.
oui, oui,
Sí.
oui, oui, oui,
Ajá.
oui, oui. Oh, it's not we, it's what?
Sí.
Sí, 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 sí. Oh my God. So everything's good in your life?
Yeah. Everything. Yeah.
El sexo es bueno?
El sexo es bueno. Yeah.
Bueno.
Le creepy.
El Denny le creepy.
Denny es creepy. El sex es bueno.
¿Cómo?
Sexo es
Sí,
bueno.
Sí, gracias.
Denny es creepy.
Yes.
We. So,
Muy
well,
mal.
when we come back, I'll ask you some more questions.
All right.
Live. All right.
Okay, great.
Well, there's a bunch of news going on. I believe today, Tuesday, May 25th, right?
Right.
My God, I'm not having suit ready.
And Memorial Day this weekend.
I know, but the good news is I'll be with Big Bob, so you can kind of let your belly go.
Yeah, you're cool then.
When you go to So Ill, I'm the skinny chick. I told you this.
How the hell can you move out of there?
I told you this is the only state ever, because I've lived in I don't know, Arizona and
Yeah.
Kansas and Missouri and
Such is the life of a traveling disc jockey.
Illinois. Yeah, and this is the only state that size 7 was fat.
Right.
Everywhere else, I consider lean.
If there was a town in the United States, no matter how big, small, or crime-ridden, where I was just the buffed guy,
Right?
I'd live there forever.
Yeah. there's-
Unfortunately, that's not the case ever.
So that's what I'm doing Memorial Day weekend is going to So Ill. And I'm so excited because I'm a water weenie. But I bought Cameron and Macy this inner tube that that has those side panels that go around.
So you can roll it?
You can almost roll it. It has a gap in the middle, so you can't keep rolling it. But so it kind of stops. I mean, if you have to, but you can almost.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited. Aunt Jamie rocks.
Because you get to be in it, too, right?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm so going to do it. I'm really excited about that. And that's my big, yeah. Because I bought it. So I'm happy that they
Yeah,
like it.
Of course they like it. It's awesome.
No, I bought them 3 things that didn't work out. One was that, my sister and I bought it together. That crazy trampoline in the water thing that you have.
Yeah, I had that.
Boring. They don't have enough weight together to bounce.
You know what? It never bounced well because the water gives.
Yeah.
So you don't get the propulsion.
Yeah, so that one sucked.
And
Then-
that's an expensive little gift.
well, we split it, but it's still expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she got more credit.
Yeah, 'cause,
Our
well,
mom
she's
got
that.
us this. Oh yeah, your mom and me, okay? Anyway, just kidding. But and then the other thing is this Sea-Doo submarine thing. It's just a little engine.
Now that's weird that you got them that if they don't dive.
Well, they live on a lake,
Right.
so it'd be fun to be pulled around. Not know so you can play Jaws basically.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because I've always known it's a diver's thing, as the way I know it.
Yeah, it is. But I got it for him to cruise
To
around.
zoom around the top of the lake, that's awesome.
Or to go down to the bottom. or
Yeah,
whatever.
and zoom back up.
Yeah, and so I guess Aunt Jamie it goes really slow.
It does go really slow. You're supposed to be looking around at the fish and stuff.
I know they took it even to Florida to the swimming pool.
Yeah. They kick them out.
No, I said that's really rude for them to have that thing and all the other kids don't. Oh well, yeah. So that's my big weekend. What are you doing Memorial Day weekend? It's coming up. My God, it's this Friday.
You know what? I'm a guessing that I'm working. I've picked up every single side job I can pick up. I've probably
Who's working on Memorial Day though?
not Memorial Day, but I've got voiceovers. A lot of people these days are doing work on the weekends.
Huh? Even Memorial Weekend.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I'd have to check my schedule, but I certainly have no plans. There's no big
you got
big
to
plans.
do something, dude.
Yeah, I do. I'm working my entire vacation. Remember we were talking about, because you've been there, I asked for all the groovy places on the Amalfi Coast and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in Orlando, Cleveland, Minneapolis, and then here.
Well,
Because I'm working.
I just would just read Jack.
I mean, you know, in this business, you got to strike while the iron's hot because
you got to
I've-
know when
I've already
to
been
hold
here
it.
once before, and it ends eventually.
It always
So
ends.
I'm taking every bit of work I can take.
Well, what was I going to tell you? There was something in here about stress and jobs. And did you see that thing?
No, I'm not.
Hell, where is it? Oh no. It's something. All right. Well, there's two. I'll make them up. Number one was you have to take your vacations. It said if you hand me this, here it is. Have a vacation coming up? Take it. Taking time off can cut a person's risk of chronic stress by as much as 30%.
Wow.
There's even good news if you don't have vacation time coming. One study found that people who take just one day, that's Monday or Friday,
Right.
just one Monday or Friday off a month reduces anxiety and health problems like headaches, muscle tension, and cardiovascular troubles. Enough. Now, this is one day a month, right? Enough to add up to 8 years to their lives.
Wow.
I mean, I know you don't want to live, but it's something to think about.
Yeah, I'm not all that invested in living. But I had a friend over yesterday. A couple of my friends are in from Chicago, and I haven't seen them in whatever long since I've been there, 7 years or something like that. And Gretchen said, "Let's go through the schedule real quick." So I'm putting it all into my phone thing, and Marty says, "Right, really not." He goes, "God, you're making me feel really good about my life. It's just it's just crazy the life I'm living at the moment."
Jack, your life busy?
In general, yes.
Jack is very busy. You should see his daytimer. Ooh,
Right.
he is booked to the
But
gills.
not with meetings and important things to do. It's like diaper changing.
Hey,
walks.
Jack, I put it in your daytimer.
I will put it
Because
in.
as long as you have writing in your daytimer or little words punched in, you look important. It doesn't
Right.
matter. You can say diaper changing. Nobody would really look at it.
How many people here have a thing to do list and put stuff on it they've already done or is automatic? Wake up, go to work, stuff like that, so you look like, and then you can check it off.
Well, when I had a daytimer, my first one, I remember doing that.
I did that.
Yeah, and I added like things on days, like I had a big daytimer. Remember what were they called? Those big, huge gothic
Right.
ones. They're just huge, and they folded out like two pieces of paper. They were that big.
Right.
So on certain days, I'd be like, I just like scribble stuff like call Marcy regarding.
Right.
And you're going to call her anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't even know a Marcy.
Okay, that's getting out there. You got to use a name you know.
No, because it was, I was like, it was my first big job, and I was so excited about it. It zipped around and it held stuff, and I even bought Filofaxes or something.
Yeah, remember those? I remember those. That's what it's called.
And you could buy separate little things, like
Yeah.
you buy the baggie that held stuff.
It was canvas with a zipper down the middle. That one. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you're
that's
Yeah.
as close as I came to one of those things I never had that you guys had.
Trapper Keeper.
Trapper
Childhoods.
Yeah, and a Trapper Keeper.
Trapper Keepers, never heard of them. The Filofax I had.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when it came out, I had absolutely nothing to do.
I know, but that's me too. I had to fill it up with Marcy.
I had to fill it up with, let's see, score drugs, try not to die.
Right.
Very
Yeah, that
busy.
was every day then, huh?
Every day for
Just put
years.
ditto.
Oh, no, I had to go through the whole thing.
Write it out, yeah.
Got shot at, got robbed.
I also had the ruler accessory with the six hole punch that you just put it in there. Never really used the ruler. And then they came out with something brilliant, which was the 6-hole punch calculator.
Yeah.
Could shove it
Do
in
you know
there as
that
well.
whole thing I got sent from this tiny little phone to replace this giant monstrosity I had? All that stuff's just right in there, except for a ruler.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got, you know what? It's got everything you could need in that regard. It's got your day planner, your phone book, your appointments, all that stuff just right in a little tiny. I dig electronics.
Yes, Jack?
And the whole 6-hole thing was only to screw you, so you couldn't make your own
Right.
stuff.
Oh,
to put
yeah.
in.
Right.
Yeah, so you couldn't buy other products either. I mean, they had it. It was down. They had it patented. And then you'd see like another accessory over with the way. You're like, well, that's a cool little one. The business card holder. Oh, sorry. It only belongs to whatever
You know
company.
what it's like exactly? Buying a, let's say, 2004 Mercedes-Benz, and the 2005 looks totally different, so immediately you've got a used car.
No, it's like buying the 2004 Mercedes-Benz and having a cellular phone, but they're only equipped with their Mercedes phone, which is a $2,500 installation.
I'd have...
Ask my sister.
I just meant your car goes out of style.
She said, I have a $2,500 phone system in an SUV. I said a minivan. She flips out.
Right, of course.
All right, well, here's the deal. Today, Halle Berry is on Oprah.
Right.
Oprah, as my mom used to say. And anyway, she's talking about her role in Catwoman, and Benjamin Bratt is going to be there as well.
Right.
But they go into her deal. I mean, poor girl. She's so freaking hot.
Right.
David Justice cheated on her.
Right.
First of all, he wouldn't even commit. You know, she had to ask him to marry her.
And he cheated.
I know, but I mean, she had to like.
Right.
Here's a super hot, super smoking chick, and she has to go. Will you marry me?
Well, David Justice would have to give up a lot of the life he had known to get married.
Well, yeah, but she's smoking hot.
Yep.
Smoking.
But who was it that cheated on? Somebody was just cheating on the most beautiful. Oh, I think it was in fact Halle Berry.
I know one, but I don't think you want me to mention it.
The guy cheating on Halle Berry. And it's like girls always say, "Who would cheat on Halle Berry?" Anybody married to for her more than a decade that was of that moral fiber.
Anybody that doesn't like Doritos. Anyway,
Right? I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. People that eat escargot, faithful for life.
Right, exactly. All right, so anyway, so that guy cheated on her. That was sad. Now, this other guy she married, and she tried to kill herself.
Right.
Because,
Not a good driver.
no, crap-ass driver. And then after that, this new guy that she was married to, you know, I guess he was a sex addict.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
what they say.
so he cheated on her. Then they went to therapy and all this stuff, and now she finally left.
Smart move.
I agree. In fact, she said something really funny yesterday. I was watching on Entertainment Tonight. It said, if you see a flag in a relationship, take it as a flag.
Right.
Don't take it as like, oh, that'll change if we get married, or that's okay. It's a flag.
I was watching the same thing I was watching a thing about spyware that you can buy and that you'll
Available
just
at jamiewhite.com.
Available at jamiewhite.com. But they said you should probably know in advance if you're in a position that you're buying this, you're probably being cheated on.
Right. There's a problem. Yeah, I agree. So anyway, to get to where
We'll never do it again.
exactly, she says, and I quote on the Oprah Winfrey Show, or Oprah, I'll never get married again, and I always hate to say never to anything, but I will never marry again.
Wow, that's a pretty serious statement.
Yeah, so I was thinking to
I
myself,
don't know that I necessarily believe her.
she might just be in a relationship, but she might not ever get married again.
Well, she certainly might not because she's insisting on it.
Because,
But
you know, I'll never be with FP again. What?
nothing.
Anyway, so I was thinking, what are those things in life that you will, I mean, it doesn't even have to be regrets. Just what are those things that you'll never do again?
I got one for Stench.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
And first, I'll give you a little statistic. Stench, this is for you on things you should never, ever do again. Ready?
Yep.
It's about sharks. Let's see. Should you be worried about swimming with sharks and getting killed? Not really. Sharks kill an average of only 8 people a year worldwide. More people die every year from tipped over vending machines.
Oh.
I'll take my chances with the shark.
No,
This is you.
Yeah.
More people die from tipping over the vending machine in an outrageous rage over Snickers than die in shark attacks.
That's because they are physically inferior beings that can't handle a vending machine. I
You
can
can't
handle it.
handle the vending machine.
You know, I hate
can handle it.
to admit it, but he might be right there. When I shake the vending machine and I can get it rocking back and forth, but if it starts to go too far, I am doomed. Where he can go, hey, Mr. 200,000-pound vending machine, I am tougher than you.
I broke the elevator in the building yesterday.
Oh, God.
Oh, and there was an incident with someone from another station.
Remember crazy Amy Sugarman who freaked out about the parking structure?
I love her.
and-
She's a nut job.
Well, here's the deal. She really has some
Issues.
things that she needs to, like, she takes a picture with her when she travels. She has to be at the hotel room closest to the exit.
Right.
She has to be
Nuts.
on the ground floor, at least the first floor of the hotel.
And then she maps where all the exits are
right,
and
right.
counts the
So
steps.
just so you guys are kind of up to date, up to speed, up to par with what she's got going on.
She was in the elevator and about had a heart attack when he started jumping up and down, and then the elevator went open and she flipped out and jumped on Brady in the sales department's back. and
Almost killed him.
dug her nails into him. It was
Wow.
it was cool.
Well, anyway, back to what we were talking
Well,
about.
in a way, that is
Thanks
what we're.
for derailing us.
But in a way, that is
Stench.
what we were talking about because
That's
you
my
put it
job.
this way. Would you ever, if you're in an elevator,
Jump up and down
do
on the
that
elevator?
again to Amy Sugarman?
Well, I'm guessing he probably still would.
Yeah, I'm guessing he would too.
Yeah.
Then he's going to tip vending machines even though he knows he'll be killed by a shark.
All right. So the things that you'll never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever do again when we come back. Wow, Jack has the winner, the mother load, the
How did you
best.
have the winner already?
Oh my God, he does because I've done this and and I know his pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that is we're talking about things you'll never ever ever do again, based on today's Oprah. Halle Berry is on today's Oprah saying that she will never ever get married again. She hates to use the word never, but she will never ever get married again. And Jack looks at me and goes, "You know what I'll never do?" And I said, "What, Jack?"
I will never go to the Rose Parade again.
That's right, Jack.
Oh.
Me neither.
How come?
Oh, have you never been? Don't go.
I have been.
Don't go again. It is awful. I mean, thanks to Ken Christensen who got me all set up with it, and he thought I had a wonderful time because I looked at him and go, "It was great." It wasn't.
Well, you know how sometimes our different lives stand out? The only time I've been in the Rose Parade, I was on a float.
Well, that would be much better, I'm sure. Anyway, Jack, what happened to you?
You have to get up at like
The
4
crack
in the
ass
morning.
Yeah,
dawn.
absolutely.
Right. To trek down there, and we didn't have seats or parking anything, so we had to park a million miles away,
Ugh.
hike in. It's always freezing because it's January. You get there, you stand on a street corner, watch these things go by. You realize I could have gone the next day in the afternoon when it's warm and seen them parked and stand and stare at them as
Yeah.
long as I want, as opposed to them driving by.
I
And-
even went to the game.
Oh, okay. Well, the game might be cool if you
Game's
go
cool.
later. But the parade is horrible.
No. And it was so funny because our old boss, Ken Christensen, who I adore, he was from Michigan.
Yeah.
And so my husband was from Michigan State.
Right? And
But
could
I
play the
just-
fight song.
But I just said Michigan. So Ken the whole time thought he was a Michigan, like
Oh,
a
Wolverine.
Wolverine. So I'm like, honey, you gotta pretend like you're a Wolverine.
Be a Wolverine.
He goes, why? That's like our arch enemy. I'm like, please help me out on this one. My boss misunderstood me, and I just don't have the balls to go back in and go, you know what?
Yeah.
He's really a Trojan.
It's like asking somebody's name after you've known them 4 weeks.
Yes,
You just can't do
I
it.
couldn't do it at all. So we watched and we cheered for Michigan.
Stench
Oh.
may already
University of
know this
Michigan.
one, but Jack will know the joys of this soon. Wait till your daughter's 5 and under 4 costs less and or free, and you have to explain to them,
Why
honey,
lie?
you're 4.
Yeah, I lie.
Isabella, she's almost 6 feet tall. Honey, you're 3. Okay? You're 3 years old, baby.
My mom used to do that to me, but I was the fat kid and I was big, and I'd be like, "Mom, there's no way they're gonna believe I'm 10."
Just keep your mouth shut,
Right.
son.
Right.
I got one that I'll never do again.
Okay.
I will never, as romantic as this sounds, I will never, under any circumstances, make love on the sand of the beach.
See, I did that and it wasn't. I thought it was okay. It was
Oh.
just cold.
Oh, you didn't get like sand in places you didn't want to know.
No.
I will never,
Oh.
ever. It's a drink, they say, and that's
But
the
we
only
were
good
on the
use.
like hardened wet sand.
We were in sand.
Oh, so you're in squishy sand?
We were in this like sand. Sand.
Like the white stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will never, as
Yeah.
romantic as it sounds, make love on the beach again.
Well, you should move down because if you move down towards the water where it's hardened, it's concrete. You're basically laying on concrete. It's not comfortable. It's cold, but it's kind of erotic.
But this is a choice. I would never make love on the beach again. But on the you should move down, there's a very good chance I'll never make love in my bedroom again.
I was just helping you.
Thank you. If the case ever arises that I happen to be with somebody that would like to have sex with me anywhere at all, I'll try the wet sand.
Well, actually, if you go to that Bacara beach resort in Laguna,
yeah.
and they have this really cool place on the beach that you can like I don't know, grill hot dogs and stuff. And then you just walk right around there and over the side, and you can just do it right there.
I've got a more mundane one.
And then kids start playing football, and you're like, "Oh my God, don't go long."
I've got a more mundane one then.
Yeah.
I will never take both my children to any kind of crowded place where there is a distance and think, I don't really need the cumbersome stroller.
Oh,
That just doesn't work. I'll just carry the baby. Gretchen does it. Man, I don't know how women are built so differently from men. Can your wife carry the baby longer than you?
No, but our kid's still in that little child seat, so it's a dead lift of 22 pounds or whatever.
That looks so uncomfortable.
God, women can just set them on their hip. My arm starts to go numb within like a half an hour, or not even a half an hour,
Put 'em on
within a
your
few
shoulders.
minutes. I do that too.
Yeah.
But what you do is you end up moving them around like luggage,
Yeah.
side to side on your
Jack,
head. on
I
your
hate
back.
that deadlift one. That one that looks like it's origami or whatever, a handle.
She's almost out of it, but it is the worst thing, and I'll do that all the time. Like Danny
Yeah.
says, I'll just forget the
Forget
stroller.
the stroller.
Like I'm just going to the store, and
I
then
know, but that thing looks so uncomfortable because
It
you can't
is.
walk really straight because it'll hit your
it
legs.
bangs into the side
No,
of your
yeah.
leg. Oh, it's a nightmare.
Wow, I picked a good one. I'll never go any distance again without my stroller.
No, what I'm going to do is design one of those suckers that works right.
That's probably a better idea.
Because I mean, now they're making those tennis shoes with the skate in the back, the very back that you
Yeah.
pop out. I'm gonna like come up with something, Jack. Like pop out a skate.
Put your baby on wheels.
Yeah, and you just push them with your foot.
Because 22 pounds gets heavy.
Yeah, you lock them to your ankles, and you just when you walk, it like pushes them like a wagon.
Not a bad idea. It's no jug of dirt.
No, I gotta work on it. Gotta work on the what am I thinking of? Some kind of geometric crap right
Well,
here. Gotta
those
work
are
on
mine
the,
that can affect like all people. The sex
What?
on the beach I'll never do again, and the
schematics.
yeah.
Drawing of the.
I gotta get out my CAD system and. All right. Anyway, what?
No, I was just saying those are my two that like affect everybody, especially parents. No, not sex on the beach affects everybody. I will just never ride my motorcycle to Las Vegas again. That was just the.
Oh, you didn't have fun?
I did have I had a great time, but I was
George loves to.
my ass hurt.
Yeah, I biked for a mile. My ass hurt. Anyway, but that's because they bought the bike at a swap meet. I got the crap ass bike because you're like the invited guest, and they
You
all
know-
have their bikes.
You know how we all talked about junk we just buy and you'd use it? I have so many bicycles. If you would like to borrow a good bicycle, you can have one of mine.
No, I have my own at my
Oh.
house. I was at their house. Yeah, I was at their house, so they gave me the swap meet bike. I leaned over to like adjust the brake, that was kind of like riding on the tire because I thought, damn, this
I
is
hate
hard.
that.
Yeah, it's like that brake is right eating it.
I'm sorry.
And I pull it out. I have black grease all up and down me because that bike is so damn dirty. But I'm not complaining. I was just blessed to be there.
Wow. Nice.
It's just my butt hurt so bad yesterday. Oh, those two
Believe me,
little
we can
muscles.
relate.
Oh, yeah,
We can
yeah.
relate.
I have a friend who he used to be married to someone that had had one little girl, and he claims that now he will never ever marry a woman that has children. Never.
Really?
He will only marry a woman that doesn't have children.
You know what? The step family thing is always weird and difficult. And I think if you have your option,
I had a good
because
time with
love
it.
is unoptional. Is that the right word?
But you know what, though? I really, really dug my stepkids. I mean, I didn't so much care for the ex-wife.
Right.
And she didn't come around till I was already leaving.
But you know
Which is
what?
bad timing.
You know how they say it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich guy as it is a poor guy? I think it's probably just as easy to fall in love with a girl who's not a parent as opposed to one that is.
Well, it's much easier to date somebody and marry somebody, I think, without kids.
So do I.
But on those days when they're rocking and it's fun and all that stuff, you're like, wow, these are great kids. I'm really happy to be here.
You know what it is, though? Say I just met Gretchen now. Dante is always, always fun. He's just hysterical to be around.
I know, but like sometimes I would be like this. I can always be, because at the time I was like 27, I can always be 27 in my like Daisy Dukes, and I still get to say I have kids.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really ever have to worry about having children.
But what I was going to say is the other kid is about 9.
Yeah.
She's just not always a treat. When she makes up her mind about something she wants to do and it's the wrong call, it's a thing.
Is she slamming her door yet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd get my ass busted for slamming the door.
I have an idea coming up about.
I mean, just knock the tar out of me. My dad would for us slamming the door.
I've got a
disrespect.
disciplinary
Disciplinary.
thing coming up that I happen to think is a genius idea, but I've never heard of it
Electrocution?
before. Actually, kind of.
Yeah. My
It's
dad
actually
did that
kind of-
too.
It's actually kind of one of those trainers. When we get back and I ask your
yeah,
advice
but we
on
also
it.
have to go back into our, because we have people calling
Right,
about
I'm certainly waiting on that.
our I'll never do this again, and Danny's disciplinary in action. I made it into a veterinarian with disciplinarian actions.
Yeah, because I'd like to see if anybody thinks this is a good idea. I happen to think it's a very good idea.
All right, when we come back, all that, oh my God, so much more like the SWAT of that president and his crazy speech.
What?
Well, I want to get to what we're talking about, but Jack hands me the weirdest stuff, and I don't know what's wrong with him.
Well, that's why we invented What's Wrong with Jack.
I know. Now I understand. In New Hampshire, a couple is suing Marriott Hotel over bloody sheets.
Oh, my God.
The couple, dressed for a party in the room. Then they didn't get back to the room until about 12:30 a.m. the next morning. They got into bed first, and he told his wife the sheets felt wet. His wife assumed the bed was just cold, and the two fell asleep. They woke 3 hours later to use the bathroom, or he did. When he turned on the light, he claims he saw a blood stain larger than a dinner plate on the bottom sheet and blood smears on the top sheet.
Oh, my God. Had they had room service, maybe they spilled.
I told you that happened to me.
What?
I didn't tell you that story?
I don't know.
I think I did. That we were at the
We tell a lot of stories.
FP and I were at Bacara Resort over down there.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it was really nice. And we were starving, and our dinner wasn't until like 4 hours later. So we ordered chips and salsa from the room service.
Right.
And then we were sitting there on the bed, and we pulled the big comforter off, but we were sitting on the sheets, and we were eating it and stuff, and whatever. So then we decided to go and sit outside because it was really nice. So we sit outside, and I guess when I got up, it tipped the salsa, and it went all over the bed.
Oh.
So then the lady came in to do like turn down service or
Sure.
whatever. Well, we were outside, and then they called the guard or whatever, and then they all had gloves on, blue gloves, and they came in. They didn't see us outside. And then
Oh, my God.
I turned around and go, oh, my God, there's all these people in our room with blue gloves on.
It's hazmat.
I know they thought it was something nasty.
Thought somebody had been killed, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. With a chunky head. It was just paste picante.
Just so you know, I happened to stay at a Marriott hotel this weekend, and it was lovely.
Well,
No blood anywhere.
Well, this one they're having a little problem with.
Yeah,
I guess.
apparently.
Anyway, so they're checking the couple to see if they got any diseases from the sheets.
Which I doubt they did, but still,
God.
it's pretty gross.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're ready for our first call of the day, Mr. Jack.
Tinky Winky opened his bag
Yay.
to see if the song was inside.
Pinkle winkle, tinky
The first call of the day with Jamie and Danny.
What a lovely song to have in your bag.
Lovely song in bag.
Anyway,
I
by the way,
love
that's
that.
Keith Urban and Gretchen Wilson. Those are
Right
country type
And the
folks.
Teletubbies.
And the
Don't forget the
Teletubbies. I'm
Teletubbies,
sorry,
for
Jack.
God's
Yes.
sake.
Which one?
Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky Teletubby.
Well, he needed a song in his bag. That's the one that carries the bag is the one that Jerry Falwell said was gay.
Hello. Did you see what he was shaking his ass
Yeah, yes, I did.
and looking over his shoulder?
Yes, I did.
I don't blame Mo Falwell.
Although I was nervous about the one with the horn on his head.
No. You know what that's for.
Yeah, Tinky Winky.
Call Jamie.
All right, I have finally read all this stuff.
God, have you? You've read it all?
Oh my God, yeah, it's crazy.
You're ahead of
today.
me by,
80 pages?
I would say, 30.
It's crazy. There's so much stuff in front of us. But today we are going to talk about the Swan. We have to because there's so many issues with that. And we're going to actually have the winner on.
We have Rachel coming up, right?
Yeah, the real live Swan winner. She will be in the hizzy.
I must tell you, I thought they all looked quite glamorous in their lingerie. I mean, a little trampy sometimes, but I thought they looked pretty good.
I just thought they took the world's longest pauses.
The ridiculous pauses.
Oh, my.
Because you could see them would be
God.
different in some other kind of reveal. But with them standing right there, it was ridiculous.
Anyway, so we will get to that. I know a lot of you were holding, whoops, and a lot of you just hung up. About things I guess that's what happens when you have to hold for so long. Things you would never, ever, ever, ever do again. This is based today on Oprah. Halle Berry saying she will never, ever, ever get married again, ever, never. I just now heard that other commercial. She sounds sad
I
and
didn't know.
wounded.
I had the feeling the way you said it, she sounded mad.
Yeah, me
I
too.
will never, this guy, blah, blah, she sounds broken hearted.
I like being mad better than broken.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because that it feels like when you're mad, then you can move on. But when you're broken like that, yikes.
She's broken too.
I feel sad. Here is Mary. You're the first call of the day. Oh, my God.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
At
Wow.
7 a.m. My gosh.
Wow.
Wow. Congratulations.
Wow
Mary.
is right.
So what can we do for you, Mary?
Well, I've been trying to get through forever. And what's the new term you guys rule?
Yeah,
Yes, we
we
rule.
rule.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you, Mary.
I used to think that Danny was the voice of reason. Now I think Jack is.
Yes, Jack actually
Jack is the voice of reason.
It's like you know him.
Yeah. Well, you know how you're in college and you do terrible things that nobody knows you do.
Right?
So what I did was I used to con my parents out of money for trips to Palm Springs or trips to Vegas with my friends, except that's not where we go. We go to Acapulco.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah, and so we would pool our money and we'd go down there and we'd stay maybe 3-4 days and come back. And this one time, I think I was about 20 years old, between 20 and 21, and they dared me to do the parasail thing.
Right?
And unfortunately, nobody told me that you had to be over 98 pounds. Well, I was exactly 98
Bragger.
pounds, and you get the picture. I went up, and they couldn't get me down.
Oh, what goes up stays
Yeah.
up if you're her.
Yeah. And so they have a pulley system where they send up weights and pulleys, and it was supposed to be a 13-minute thing. 33 minutes later, I was down.
Wow, that's a good one.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
no, it was really good. I was totally numb from my hair to my toenails, and I thought that was just normal because of the cold and the speed and everything
Right.
else. But later on that evening, when we went back to our hotel room, and I don't know whether I was telling this to Monica, but she said this was perfect because I know, Jamie, you will love this. I went to the railing to look over the view, and I don't know if I could say this on the air, but I got the big O.
Right?
Oh, wow. You're kidding.
So my spin-off from height is I cannot go up to heights. I cannot even go on a ladder without getting the big O.
That's weird.
Dude, you should become
That
a
is
mountain
excellent.
climber immediately.
Now, let me ask you something.
Oh.
So is it the same orgasm that you would have while you're with your husband?
Everything except the mess.
You know what?
But-
Doesn't
well,
that
let's put it
sound like
this way,
some?
Jamie.
It
Let's put
sounds
it
like a
this way.
commercial for some kind of home cooking.
Yeah.
You know, get up,
Let's
the
put it
meal on the
this
table with your family. It's everything except the mess.
Right. And I've been married 35 years to the same person.
Wow, you sound like a kid.
So-
Does sometimes he just want to take you up really high in buildings?
Well, let's say I have a smile on my face if we ever go anywhere to a dinner or somebody, takes us somewhere really high up. I wear a smile.
There's
That's
like
bizarre.
there's 20 places I immediately want to tell her she has to go.
No,
She has
no,
to go to the
it's not
Space
only
Needle.
that.
and-
It's
I've
just
been
weird.
to the Empire State Building. I've been to.
I know, but I have questions. It doesn't matter how
Towers.
high places
Yeah.
you've gone. I don't care. The thing is, so is it just when you peek over and see that you're high up, or is it when
No,
you're actually going up in the elevator?
It's actually when I'm approaching the railing to look down at anything. It's not like it's going to happen in an airplane.
And you're
or-
sure that this isn't just some burst of you know how what's it, adrenaline?
Oh, no.
And you know, if you're
no.
scared of
no,
something.
No. This is 35 years of knowing exactly what this is.
Now, do
Wow.
you seek out high places? Do you like?
No.
You've
No,
never
because-
gone. Hey, I think I'll go to the Space Needle in Seattle for dinner.
No, I've been to the Eiffel Tower and I could hardly wait to get down. I mean, you could only sustain that feeling for so long.
That's awesome.
You get very shaky. Too. But people who are afraid of heights, they have been known to hold on to railings and not be able to pry them off even.
Well, that's what I was talking about,
That's
the
different, yeah.
adrenaline or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But no,
are
it's
you
not
afraid of
adrenaline.
heights?
Yeah, I am now. I am now, but I mean, it could be a wonderful spinoff if you're in a bad mood.
Right, I was going to say, is it worth it? I'm afraid of heights, but I'm going to have a big O.
So how are
In a
you on
way,
an
it's worth it.
how are you on an airplane?
I'm fine.
Hmm.
As I mentioned, you have to go near a railing to know that you are
What if you have
just
the window?
suspended with nothing there to protect you, that you're out in the open air like I was when I was parasailing. But I had no idea.
I
And
like
I listened to
parasailing.
Danny one time about aversion therapy.
Right?
If I tried that, I think we'd all be arrested.
That's so funny. That's the thing I was going to ask you earlier about teaching my daughter things about. It's about aversion therapy.
Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the rest of what you're talking about,
No,
which is one of the
no,
most awesome
this-
things I ever heard.
This is kind of bizarre, but it really does happen.
That is just crazy.
That's awesome.
It's just I feel like that you should be written about in the Journal of Medicine.
No, thanks. I don't want that much attention. I'm an office worker, and as it is, I think somebody's going to hear me and know it and come up and say, hey, I heard you off the 60 freeway.
I feel like she should be in a journal.
I
or
think she
something.
should be in the Really Lucky Chick magazine.
I haven't read that magazine.
Yeah, Really Lucky Chick magazine. I subscribe.
I have Lucky, but I haven't.
Same thing. It's just like that.
Wow. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. That's just very odd.
I liked it.
Very odd. All right. Anyway, when we come back, we know that a bunch of you were holding as well. 1-877-487-9999. Things that you will never do again. Have to talk about this one. We also have clips from President Bush, and who doesn't want to stand by for that?
Actually, I want to hear that.
A new Iraq will also need a humane, well-supervised prison system. Under the dictator, prisons like Abu Ghraib were symbols of death and torture.
Abu. Can you play that one more time, Jack? By the way, the laughing in the background is because this is a clip pulled from Jimmy Kimmel. So,
okay.
yeah, because it sounds like the White House added
Just
laughter.
busted out.
Yeah.
A new Iraq will also need a humane, well-supervised prison system. Under the dictator, prisons like Abu Ghraib were symbols of death and torture.
Oh, he didn't even finish it, did
No,
he?
he gave it a smart move.
Abu Ray.
But that's not, I can't say it.
It's funny. Well, you're not our president. The
I should be.
dictator. I like how he says dictator instead of dictator.
Yeah.
Dictator. He's into dictator. I don't know. It just sounded odd to me. Dictator. So our president spoke yesterday, and, everything's going to be great, and we're going to take over. I'm thinking that as much money as Canada, ourselves, who's over there? France, I think. Or did they?
No, France ain't
Spain
there.
pulled out, right?
Australia's there.
Australia. It seems to me, with all of us putting our money over there, and this, that, the other things, whatever, that once we get the land in control, that we should come up with our own nation, our own where we add all the names together. Hell, I don't even care if Canada just takes it.
Yeah,
Just be a better world. Just Canada can have it.
I was thinking it should be a state when we're done.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's or a country. But with all of us combined, Canada, Maka or something.
Canmaka
Kamaka. I like it. But then we forgot Australia.
or Amida.
Or Nanda.
Do you really want me to think about this?
No, it's
Okay.
too much because there's too many countries over there, and then we're gonna forget somebody, and somebody's gonna call up from Sweden and be pissed off we didn't add them.
And going, Latvia's in there.
But I'm okay even just giving it to Canada. You guys with me on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think Canada wants it.
well,
Canada's giving us a big hassle about it.
all right.
Let's give it to France.
Hey, let's give it to Tony Blair. He'll do stuff with it. That
Yeah.
Tony Blair.
Yeah.
Them England people, they like.
I
that
say
crap.
keep it. My opinion is keep it, make it the 51st state.
Yeah, but we can't because we're already these bullies. I mean, we come off as bullies, so we have to give it away.
It'll never end.
And then we have to sing that
I have
song,
a
give
real
it away,
problem with
give
that.
it away, give it
I was
away
just thinking
now.
that. But I'm with you. I don't think it'll ever end. I think it's going to be the biggest hassle forever because I think then another country's
No,
got
if
to
we
go
try
next.
to keep it, it'll never end. They'll fight for
That's what I'm
thousands of
saying.
years
That's-
like Israel and Palestine.
That's why
Right.
we go to them. We go, look, okay, we got some countries over here that have they got their crap in order, and they pretty much they don't abuse people and
Right,
everything
there's
looks
plenty
good.
of parking.
Yes, exactly. There's some nice benefits. So what do you want to be England? You want to be Canada? What do you want? And we'll take a vote.
What do you want to pick?
Yeah. Do you want Celine Dion?
Yeah.
Right.
Or do you want
The boss.
Right.
Right.
Who's the boss from? He's from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I went with
Elton
England. I was thinking that you were saying somebody else.
Elton John.
Yeah.
I was thinking B-Rad. The boss.
B-Rat, the boss. Oh my God. Anyway, all right. By the way, Jack and Stench and myself and something horrible has happened, and I realized that while you were out doing whatever you do, we just sat around like old biddies and had a cup of coffee and talked about how old kids are these days.
I came in on the tail end of that and happened to have it happen yesterday.
My ex-stepson, ooh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I just got an email from him. And he's like, hey, Jim, it's so-and-so, my ex-stepson. Tonight on UPN, my ex-stepson. He's like, listen, sorry to get the dates to you so late, but we're going to go to Vegas on such and such a date. If you can hook me up with those rooms, that'd be cool. And if you can get me on the list to the bars, that'd be awesome. If you need anything, call me on my cell. And I come in here, I'm like, he was 11 when I knew him. 11, and now he's 21 saying, yeah, if you need anything, James, call me on my cell. Oh, my God. I couldn't believe it. I was just so depressed.
He can hang out with your ex-boyfriend.
I know.
Wow.
Oh, my God. No, this is the truth. My ex-boyfriend is closer in age to him than he is to me. Actually, no, that's the same. It's 7 years each way.
Well,
Oh, wow.
That's.
Yeah, it's 7 years.
But you know
each
what?
way.
It would be less creepy with a guy.
Yeah, but still, it is weird. It's
It's
7
weird.
years.
Yeah.
It's 7 years each way.
Oh,
It's true.
You ever met those people married to, usually it's almost always guys, married to people younger than their daughters?
I know some people like that.
That's weird to me.
I know a really good friend of mine who's.
Well, then I don't want
whose
to put anybody
wife
on the spot.
is-
But that just seems weird.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder what the kids think of their
Heather McCartney is not too much older than Paul McCartney's oldest daughter.
their stepmom is like way younger than them.
Really? How old's the old guy?
I'm not really sure, but he's got it going on. I'll tell you that.
Were you hanging out with Tony Randall again?
Yeah. It's funny because I can't believe you don't remember that my husband was like 14 years older than me.
I don't think I ever knew that he was 14 years
Yeah,
older.
because remember my stepson was so funny. He was being a brat in the back seat of our car, and I said I'll change his name, and he was just being a brat. And I said, little Timmy, that's not his name. I said, I cannot wait. I feel sorry for whoever you end up marrying. And he said, well, if I'm anything like my dad, I'm still waiting for her to be born.
Nice. That kid was sharp. That's a good one.
I high-fived him. I couldn't
Yeah,
be
you
mad
got
at him.
him.
I was like, that rocks.
There are certain slams that are so good, you just got to take them.
Yeah, he was like 13 years old. He's like, if I'm anything like my dad, still waiting for her to be born.
Nice.
Oh, you wanted to kill him, but it was just too brilliant to kill
Yeah,
him. It was so
absolutely.
funny. I was on the ground. I was crying. My husband, of course, was pissed. But thank God that's the only saving factor, if you will, that my ex-stepson is the same age as I am to Builder Bob. We both are in the same distance.
That's funny.
But, thinking that you have an ex-husband that's 14 years older, I guess it makes a little more sense.
I don't think I've ever dated a really young. Well, I've been married since I was 30, so I don't think I ever dated a
Well, I
person
dated
much younger than me.
somebody 7 years younger, and I've dated somebody 14 years older.
Well, I'm 7 years older than Gretchen, I think. No, maybe 5.
I don't know. Anyway, this is kind of creepy. A British woman gave birth to a baby boy using sperm from her husband that was frozen for 21 years.
21 years.
I'd be so afraid of frostbite, and it'd be like having no arms
You
or
know,
something.
well, or it has to come out with frostbite and everything needs to be immediately amputated.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Hey. Anyway, what
Honey,
happened?
congratulations. It's a torso.
Oh, they cryopreserved it, is what
Right.
they're calling it. This kid at the age of 17 he had testicular cancer, and they were in love or whatever. So they froze a bunch of his eggs, and they tried it once in 95, and then they just now had successful conception, if you will, and she gave birth as well. 21-year-old sperm.
Well, maybe it's like wine.
I'm going to go with that.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. It says that they think the only damage that can occur to frozen sperm is through background radiation. Don't know what that is.
Don't know either.
But anyway, it says that that's kind of scary because now we know that for 25 years at least, I mean, we need to do like bigger, longer studies, and our banks have to be able to hold stuff for longer than like, say, 10 years.
Yeah, and you could obviously, if you want to do that right now, it looks like you could have children well after you're dead.
What? Hey, how about this? Gina Davis, 48 years old, had twins.
Yeah.
Now, did she conceive naturally and have them naturally in the whole 9 yards?
Well, I don't know that she got pregnant naturally,
Okay, but
but I don't know that she didn't.
48 years old, had twins.
She used to be my sexception, too.
48's the new 38.
Orange is the new black.
I mean, pink actually new black.
That's what I thought. Then Robert, didn't he say Robert yesterday said it was...
Robert's in his own little fashion hoorah.
That's true. Plaid is the new plaid.
Paisley.
Yeah. No, pink's the new black.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anyway, yes, 48 years old. She had twins. That gives all of us that are, in our 30s and 40s and hell, even in our 50s. 48, 2 years from being 50, that chick. Anyway, I also wanted to talk about one other thing since we're talking about old people. And we're all feeling old because I'm sitting here going, oh my God, we're like the old people, like putting our dentures in our coffee. Or
Why
soaking
would you
them.
put your
I don't
dentures
know.
in your coffee?
Seem like they feel good on your gums
Well,
when they
you're
heat it
not
up.
only old, you have like Alzheimer's or something.
It
Hey,
seems
where
like
do my dentures go? In my coffee.
When they feel good on your gums, all warm.
No, you use Efferdent or whatever it is to get the coffee off your dentures.
I know, I like the bubble action.
You go to Bright Smile because you have coffee stains.
I don't think for dentures.
I wonder.
Oh, you have to call them and ask them. Anyway,
I will.
Here's the thing. Y'all have
1-800 Bright Smile. That's their phone number.
parents or, you had parents or maybe not. Anyway, but here's the deal.
Mostly you had parents.
They all have that thing that drives you over the edge. I'll start.
Parents have the thing.
Yeah, your
Okay.
parents. And I don't know how to describe this, but for example, I have some friends and they have kids. And his thing is waffles.
Right.
He makes the best waffles. He has this professional waffle maker, available at Williams Sonoma.
I have that.
That you
It's-
flip over.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and it makes two on this side.
No, you close it as a lid.
No, this one is like the mother load. This one is huge. It's a monstrosity that any wife would be pissed off is on your counter.
Right.
And then you pour all your waffle mix in, and then it goes for a little bit, and then you flip it over, and then you open up the other side, and it makes two more.
Wow, nice.
It's crazy. It's like $500
Oh,
for
that's
waffles. So this is his thing, right? He owns it. He's like waking up early, making the waffles, telling us the recipe, telling us how the yeast has to rise, telling us everything.
That's what I did for Mother's Day.
Oh. So now my girlfriend can't take him anywhere for waffles.
Right.
Because all he does is slam the waffles. Well, these aren't like my waffles. Oh, no, these aren't like my waffles. Oh, my waffles are the best. So she's done taking him for waffles anywhere else.
Sure.
My dad makes homemade bread. You cannot eat bread anywhere in this town or any other town because Big Bob will go, well, remember the other day I was making that focaccia bread. This they didn't put the wheat barley in this, and they'll give you the breakdown.
Right.
So you're just like, eat the bread. And then my girlfriend, her father owns a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into the back of restaurants and goes and talks to the chef.
Really?
And she wants to die every time. And then Stench's father-in-law, I guess, anytime they buy something new, he'll walk in and he'll go, do your father-in-law.
Oh,
I did.
how much you pay for that? Oh, I could have got it much cheaper. You paid too much. You paid too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, a car, furniture, it could be a piece of Tupperware. He will like haggle people to where he gets it down. That guy's a master.
I'm worried that we're all going to have that one thing. Like my dad's is bread. He can't eat bread anywhere else. Our other friend, George, waffle. All other waffles suck. And then his father-in-law, I could have got that cheaper. You guys, you kids waste your money.
Yeah, absolutely. I since being in the restaurant business, and you agree, my pizza's really good,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, so you do that thing.
I just rag on pizza like you wouldn't
So
believe.
you already have yours
Yeah,
established.
I absolutely rag on other people's pizza. They don't make the dough fresh. You know that this was frozen. Yeah, they don't have consistency in their crust. It could be delicious, and I'll bash their pizza.
Oh.
I wonder what mine
That's because
is
I have the
already.
best pizza
My
in the
dad
world.
does the same thing with food, though, but it's not one thing. It's all food. If he makes it, damn, this is the best roast I ever eat. But if my mom makes it, too much salt in there. Tastes like crap. You ruined it.
Oh, he's mean.
Oh, my dad's brutal.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he is mean.
Yeah.
He's mean. I think mine is like no, I don't know. I was trying to think of like if it's with like medicine and stuff. Like I go, well, when I was married to an orthopedic surgeon,
Also, I barbecue.
that you're the
Anybody
expert.
barbecues a steak, my steak is. I did this last night. I had a barbecue. One guy wanted well done, one guy wanted medium, and the rest of my family, we all eat medium rare. And I couldn't believe it. I totally pulled it off.
Uh,
I don't even know what. I was able to read that, but I don't even know what it means.
It means, what am I the expert at?
Oh.
And he handed me a note, and it needs not be said.
But it's available at jamiewhite.com.
I'm not an expert at that. Well, I guess I am. Okay.
Those aren't very good.
That is the first man I've ever met that said something about me not wearing makeup in the morning. And it's our boss. Bastard.
That's the very first one?
Yeah, because he said, I haven't seen him in forever.
I heard him. I was right there.
And I'm like, you don't write, you don't call. And he goes, that's because you won't wear makeup for me in the morning.
Wow.
Bastard.
I'm actually really glad I saw him because I'm reasonably dressed. The last time I saw that man, and he's a huge boss, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had the flu really bad and was just sweating like crazy and had a sweatshirt with a hood up and was just like, almost green with the flu. And we're in the elevator together.
Oh, that's hot.
And I just thought, he's got to think I'm a junkie. He's just
wow, the life you live.
Well, because of my reputation of years and years and years ago.
See, I'd worry more that he's like, oh my God, I'm going to get him sick.
No, I was just shaking and sweating. I thought, oh. But for me, like when I'm late for something, it's like everybody else is stuck in traffic. It's like, oh, Danny must have relapsed and he's on the side of the road somewhere.
That's what you worry about?
At least in my head, yeah.
Oh my God, that's not good.
Dude, I made my bed. I have to live in it.
Well, not anymore. That was a long time ago.
Well, believe me, a lot of people don't let it go, and I'm one of them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think you more than them. Anyway, what we were talking about prior to this, and the boss and his pointing out of the flaw.
You're not wearing makeup.
Yeah. I'm sure he meant that I look so naturally beautiful.
That's
anyway,
what he meant.
Is how your parents have that one thing in life, whatever it is. Stench's father-in-law always points out that he could have got whatever he has cheaper, and that the kids wasted their money.
Right.
Jack, you never told us like what your mom. There's got to be one thing she always does that you like, either with the baby. Well, the baby's cold.
Oh, my mom is crazy with the baby.
But is there like one thing you can always count on? Like you look at your wife and you go, okay, watch this. She's gonna say the baby's cold.
No, she does all kinds of weird stuff to the baby, but I have my uncle. Every time I go over there, his thing is omelets. He can make omelets better
Than anybody, so you can't take him out anywhere else?
We
Yeah.
always stay at the house, and he makes us omelets.
And then I think it's even something you bet on with your spouse or your friends. Like I'll say to my sister, well, we're going to go out with Dad to eat. I betcha he says something about the bread. And then she'll say, do you want to bet how long it takes? And then we'll do a bet about how long it takes. And then we laugh, but like secretly.
My house is never cleaned enough for my mom.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. That's kind of look around and goes,
Oh, that would drive me nuts if I was Gretchen.
She doesn't say it to Gretchen. She says it to me. It's like a secret.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long is it going to take for her to say something about the house?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. It's the parents that have that one thing, and we're all going to get it. And mine apparently will be dildos, according to Stench, which I'm very proud about. That I'll always tell people,
Available at jamiewhite.com.
That really terrifies me because I go, I don't have one. You said that you had one with, you just told us too. Damn it. Yours was... God, what was it? It was something about food. Pizza, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
His is about pizza, and then Stench writes that mine is about dildos. I don't see that happening.
That'll be funny, though. If you're like 70 and you're going up to people, you know what you need.
But it's like me correcting my kids. Like, kids, you could get the blue one. It's the most popular back in the 90s.
I do with delivery guys, too. That aren't cordial. It's like, you see that guy? He does not represent his restaurant well.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? He's just not cordial. It's just a matter of give me my money. Say, how's it going? Here's your dinner. I hassle delivery guys now that I am one.
Here is Denise. Hi, Denise.
Hey, you guys rule!
We rule!
How are you guys today?
We are good, thank you. How are you?
Fine. My dad was in the meat business and owned a meat market for many years, and my dad makes the best homemade. He makes a homemade sausage. He makes homemade jerky. He makes the best blue cheese hamburgers I've ever had. He takes a chunk of blue cheese and shoves it in the middle of a hamburger and lets it melt.
Oh, that sounds crazy good.
Oh, my God. So everywhere we go, I'm always comparing, oh, my dad's food's better than this.
Well, you're playing a different game, which is my dad's better than your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing our parents go and have like that thing.
Yeah, if you're going to play My Dad's Better Than Your Dad, I can't play.
Yeah.
But I just say,
But I could, and I could take you on.
Yeah, you could.
Now, on the other hand, my mom, she has to nitpick. Like every time she comes over, she kind of like hints like I married the wrong person.
Oh.
You should have married so and so, and I'm like, oh.
She says that you should have married so and so.
Yes.
Oh.
And that's why my husband doesn't talk to my mom.
Yeah, that would explain it.
My mom does the same thing, but to my wife.
Right. Absolutely. My mom does that. When we had a little trouble, everybody picked Gretchen.
Oh, Jack, that's sad. That's your own mother.
You know, you could have married anybody
You
but my
coulda-
boy.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Gretchen or whoever, Sparkles?
We've all got Gretchens in here.
I don't.
You don't have a Gretchen?
I'm in here and I don't have a Gretchen. Nope.
You have both our Gretchens.
I'm Gretchen Wilson.
Yeah. And
Right.
Gretchen Carr or Kerr,
Great.
whatever her name is.
Redneck woman. Gretchen, thank you, Jack, for that one. All right, here we go. Here is Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
We are good. What's the thing that your parents do and you can make bets about it?
Oh, my mom, everything that happens to me or any one of my sisters, it's happened to her and she can one-up us.
Oh.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, that's the Bonadouche.
I'm absolutely that guy.
He'll even
Well-
add a little flavor in it. Oh, that means she's not hearing you.
Well, when I had a C-section, when I had my son, and I was in pain, and she says, well, it's like that time when I had my gallbladder surgery.
Oh, oh Shannon, that's so sad, though.
It is sad, and she does it to all of us.
Oh,
I
my
could
God.
so relate because it's one of my character flaws that I'd like, but I do it before I think about it. The second I do it, I go, I can't believe it, because I'll do it to kids.
The topper?
Yeah, I'll top kids.
Now, Shannon, do you and your sisters have a sign? Like me and my friends, if we know that something's going on like that, we scratch our ear.
No, we talk about it beforehand.
Oh,
We go,
okay. Well,
"Watch this."
well,
I was
let me
gonna say,
let me
thank-
recommend this because it's really funny. So you and your sisters should get this game going. That if she starts to do it, like you guys scratch your ear, so you know that. And it's the funniest thing because then it just makes you laugh.
Working with me, thank God you wear headphones or you'd be Van Gogh.
Oh, I know. Believe me, it happened last week where I was.